Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Lili Nishmas, Imi, Merasi, Rus, Bas, Mordechai. Welcome all the guests. What's your names again?
Joshua Trowering.
Joshua Trower and Daddy?
Aaron Trowering.
Aaron Trower Ring from West Hempstead. And we have from Birka Shmuel. Medrash Shmuel. So what's your name? Avi Thurman. Don't expect to remember. What's it? What behind? Oh, you're all from the Medrash Shmuel Chabura. Wow, how many guys? 5 guys showed up here, right over there. Beautiful. Scream out your names, but I'm not going to repeat it. Daniel Markowitz. Asher? Arlo? Oh, whatever. Arnold. And you? Zisha for the email recently, no? Very nice, very nice. All right, Rabbi Isai. Check out this video. Yosef Bilyak at Ari Davis, yeah? This is a barbecue last night, a get together. Oh. Yeah, there's Yosef smack in the center. I personally like the fact that there's a trampoline on the side over there and the neighbors can jump up and look in and jump down and go. This is also, this is very chashiv. You ready?
Good morning, Rabbi Sir. It takes much to do the daf.
We got, here we got the cotton part of the cheresh and the shayta. Hold on.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai.
Okay. Cheresh, shayta, cotton. Below is a picture of Ruben Rashkow, originally from Berdichev, recently joined MDY, learning the daf while waiting for his daughter's graduation party to start. The amazing thing is that his brother-in-law, Reb Daniel Binsky, used to give a daf in his own shul, but slowly fizzled out and moved on to giving other shiurim, but not Daf Yomi. Reb Binsky was very impressed to see how excited his brother-in-law Ruvain was about the daf and told him so. In response, Ruvain bought his brother-in-law a ticket to the scene for Yevamos in Deal, New Jersey, to share in the simcha of the daf. Inspired by that, Rabbi Binsky has now rejoined the daf, Baruch Hashem. Well, Amir Hashem joined his brother-in-law in the same deal. P.S. Rabbi Binsky gave me permission to share the story to give chizuk to those that dropped off the daf and to encourage everyone. If Rabinsky is coming back to the daf, you can also come back to the daf. Encourage everyone to hop right back and we'll get an amazing share. Here we go, Rabbi Isai. Summer's here.
Good morning, Rabbi Isai.
All right. I'm in the midst of becoming rich. Due to your share, I think I'll send you a 10% cut next week. How? I was having trouble finding time to learn every day because of my hectic business schedule. And I sought advice from my Rav in Montreal, Rav Aryeh Kerzner. This guy's Gevaldik. It's a great congregation. He told me he would give me $650 per full Masechta I learned with Eli Stefansky share from start to finish. And I'm now finishing my first Masechta with you, so we get $65. Gevaldik. So I thank you a million PS. I'm investing money in coming to Eretz Yisrael to the Siyum S. Friedman Montreal. And finally, Canadian dollars. Chesky Rosenberg from Brazil. Love this guy. He's been with us since the beginning of Shas. And he says that I said yesterday that Rabbah couldn't leave learning to do chesed because people would learn from him. I want to fix that. That's not what I said. I said fakert. I said because you're a gadol, you could leave learning in middle to do chesed even though you shouldn't, because it's efshal asoisay de acherim, so you're not mechuyev to stop learning, but a gadol could, so people learn from him. Akopanim, he says, remember hearing the name of Rav Shteiman, that chesed here means that Abaye taught Torah to other people, he taught Rav Yosef his Rebbe. I said that pshat last time we learned it. Thanks a million, the Gen Torah Chesed, Chesky Rosenberg from Brazil. Very long email, we're going to skip this one. Here's just a picture of Yosef and Adam Labato and Ari Bloom, the very, very talented Ari Bloom, the one he writes beautifully. So this month's sponsor for the Koilo, hatzlacha Kol Mishpachas MDY. Another sponsor for this week only, Lzchus Shidduch for Yeshua Leo ben Tzipora, Lzchus parnasah Toivel and Moshe Yaakov ben Shoshana. Parnasah Chodesh Ahron Fraiman, Lzchus continue parnasah siyadta dishmaya and hatzlacha to rebellion. Parnasah Chodesh by Lock and Lebovic families, Lakewood NJ because Torah is the best segulah. Leilu Nishmas bas Yosef. Yevamos for Refuah Shilayma. The MDY Family, Nishmas, Shimshon Weiss, Shimshon ben Mushalom Dovid Zechron Levracha. Binyamin Blumberg, Nishmas, his mother Beilachana Bas Levi Hirsch. Bar Chaim Kassel on his 33rd yard side of my father-in-law, Moshe Aryeh ben Yaakov Dovid HaKohen. Moshe Feuer, in honor of my wife Miri's birthday, till 120 full of happiness and health. Mazel Tov. Yitzy Grossberg, Nishmas, my mother-in-law, at the Rashi Bas Chaim ben Binyamin Blumberg, say. Moe Landy, Leilu Nishmas, my grandmother, Sarah Faiga, whose yard side is today. And finally by Aaron Kempf. In honor of Yisrael, Noach's 12th birthday today is he here. Get over here, keep davening, steiging, we're very proud of you. And here we go, Rabbi Isai, we are on Daf Kuf Hey, Amud Beis. Where's he? Shalom Aleichem, get over. Say hello to everybody. He's doing Yevamos. Hasn't missed a day since
the beginning of Megillah.
Megillah! Beautiful. I'm very proud of you and all the kids your age that do Yevamos and sticking around. Look at them. They're all scattered around there. Beautiful. Mazel Tov. Bracha, new bracha. Birthday boy, bracha. Give a bracha to the whole Olam.
Yeah, everyone should finish Shas with Rebelli.
Everybody should finish shots with Rebelli. Beautiful bracha. Love it. Shmak. We are holding like 3 lines down from where it becomes 1 in Daf Amud Beis. Cholza b'shnayim. Machloikis, if the chalitza was done with 2 people, can you be yaitza like that? And we said we don't paskin like Reb Shimon and Reb Yochanan Sandler. Omer of Yosef, Bar Binyamin, Omer of Nachman, Ein halacha kos azug. We don't paskin like that. Omer of Nachman Chodesh Zimna. Why does he have to repeat himself? He himself says Rav Nachman, the Omer of Yosef Bar Binyamin, Omer of Nachman, in the name of Chalitza b'shloisha. You need 3 people. 2 is not enough. Tzrichi, classic tzrichus of the Gemara. I need both. I need him to say the halacha is not like those who say that 2 is enough, and I also need him to say the halacha is you need 3. They're not the same. Why? If I just said 2 is not enough, I would think, okay, I want to say specifically, if I just say the halacha is they need 3, I would think, okay, l'chatchila. But what if after the fact you had 2? I would let it slip by. No, you cannot let it slip by. And if I would say what it says over here, that the halacha is not like Rabbi Yochanan Sadler, that 2 is enough. That you need 3. I would think that after the fact 3 is enough, but really you need, like the sheet of Rabbi Yehuda, what we had, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name? Avram Garisman, Shalom Aleichem. From who? You're a spy. Givaldik, we love spies. But the last spy got stuck here. It was like those people that were Megayer Unkelus. They kept them coming Gerim. They sent another crew. Keep on coming. We love it. Sit over here. Get a better view. What? No. No, we love spies. I got to tell you. I'll tell you. Noam and I, we went to a restaurant. I might have said this in Shir. We went to a restaurant with Avi Kamiansky. We were schmoozing things from the Shir. And this guy comes over to me in the middle of the meal. He's like, Shalom Aleichem, Rebelli, how you doing? Wow, such a schus. So I ask him, no, when did you start the shir? He goes, no, I don't go to your shir. I go to Shirley Bornstein shir. The entire meal, no, I'm like, the whole meal. Shkoyach, love it. Says the Gemara. So I would think that you need 5, like Rabbi Yehuda Shita Tzricha. Says the Gemara, there was a Maiseh Shecholtzu in jail. It says the story in jail was Beina Levena. Just the 2 of them. The husband, the Yavam, the Yevama, that's it. Says the Gemara, Beina Levena miyadana. How could you rely on a Yevama saying, I did chalitza? It's Dav Shebe'erva, you need at least 2, but how can you trust them? Therefore, we must say, yes, there's no bezdin, nobody told them what to read and how to do and where to spit. But there's Eidim outside that witnessed that she removed the shoes, she spat the whole thing. Ibailu. Three lines from the bottom. Did the story happen outside of jail? We know there's a story about jail, but what happened in the jail? Was Rebbe Kiva? We know Rebbe Kiva sat in jail for teaching Torah in public. Did the chalitza happen in jail, or was Rebbe Kiva in jail? Maybe they were in jail. Both. The story happened in jail, the chalitza happened in jail, and they asked the story to Rebbe Kiva. Says Taisves, 2 lines from the bottom. What exactly happened? Beautiful story. He brought his peddling stuff, and he was screaming out, Man boi machtin, uman boi tinoyen. Who needs pipes, who needs needles, who needs different things for sewing. He didn't want to get caught. He can't come to jail when the Romans say that if you teach Torah and talk in Torah, we're going to kill you. He can't say, oh, I got a shilah for the rabbi. Off with his head. So what he does is, he comes with his needles and he starts screaming, who wants to buy needles? Who wants to buy this? And then the guard, okay, says this guy is a peddler. And then he says, and what about chalitza and yibam and this and that? Says, answers Rebbe Kiva, man boy machtin, cholza bein leveina mao. What if I do chalitza, needles, chalitza bein leveina? All declaration in Kaf says, so Rebbe Kiva sticks his head out of his cell. Omar lei, islach kushin. Do you have kushin? I want to buy some kushin. And from that he understood kosher. That was the story. Islach kosher. Islach, he asked him, Islach kushin, Islach kosher. He threw it in within the words. Fine. Says the Gemara Daf Kuvav Amud Aleph on top. Torah Rabbana. Chalitza mutes ksheira. If you fool the yavam, it's kosher. Ezi chalitza mutes. Omer Lzchus first shot. Kol shoyrim lechaloitz b'kachat hakoinza. You lie to the guy. You tell the guy, listen, you want to marry her? First you do chalitza. Once you do chalitza, it's all over. Kivin shechalat shuv lo yivna. Kivin shleibana shuv lo yivna. You do chalitza. They fool him. They say do chalitza. Now that's a problem. We learned, everybody agrees. You have to have kavanah on both sides, the man and the woman. Both have to have kavanah. But what is going on? Ella. We lied to him. Say, no, you are going to have kavanah by the chalitza. It's going to be 100% kosher chalitza. You want to free her to the world. We're going to pay you. Pay you a large sum of money, 200 zuz. And at the end, you say feig. Why? Because, what's so funny? No, it goes together with this, feig. Because there's no tanai when it comes to chalitza. I can make a tanai, a man can make a tanai with his wife, I'll give you a get on condition that you give me $200, and if she doesn't give the $200, it's not a get. I can do such a thing. Because a get is similar to T'nai b'nei Dovid u'b'nei Ruvain, but when it comes to chalitza, it doesn't fit into the category of T'nai b'nei Dovid u'b'nei Ruvain. It doesn't fit in. Why? Because you cannot do chalitza through shliach. You can't have somebody spit for you and remove the shoe for you. A get, you could have somebody go pick up the get. Therefore, T'nai works by get, it doesn't work by chalitza. Chalitza mutes ksheira. Ezu chalitza mutes. We have another brayso. Kol shayim chalitza la'amana shetin lacha mosayim zuz. This is like Rabbi Yochanan, not like Rabbi Shlokish. It's not that I tell her, tell him you're going to do chalitza and you're going to get to marry her. That doesn't work. But like Rabbi Yochanan, tell him I'll pay you $1 million. $1 million. And then he goes ahead. He thinks he's going to get the mill, and he doesn't get the $1 million. There was a story where a Yavam fell to a woman who was not proper for her. Either they had a different age, he wasn't a good guy, or like we said, even like a mukashchin, whatever it is. And he was giving a hard time. He wanted to, finally, all the years in Shidduchim didn't go. Finally, he has a normal woman that he can marry forcefully almost. So they try to convince him, get out of it. No. We'll pay you. Rebbe Chia said it's okay, it's a good chalitza because he had the right intent to be chalitz. He just thought he's going to get money. you don't give him the money. So the first pshat in Rashi is, get up, let's do Yibum. Her mother, she came along with the mother for support. This is like the original mother-in-law in Shas. Yeshivasa zu amidasa. No, we don't like this guy. He's a bad guy. My future son-in-law, don't like him. Let her continue sitting. She's not going anywhere. Amar la yadatle. What, you know this guy? Amar la in. Mamaynu the chazala. We know this guy. We saw him by the Shever Brachas. We saw him by the Chasana. I mean, he's my son-in-law's, my late son-in-law's brother. I know this guy very well. All he cares about is money. This is not the first time. He's already married 6 women just for the money. He takes their money for whatever they're worth, divorces them, keeps on going. Here he is. He wants to do it again to my daughter. So he asks the Yevama, you want to marry this guy? My mother spoke for me until now, but I'm telling you also, I don't want to marry him. So now he sees he's dealing with the con artist. So he tells him in his lashon, I have an idea. Do chalitza quickly, and then you'll be able to marry her. The famous story. I don't want to say the name of the Rebbe that I heard it from, just in case it's not him. Maybe he's Machbed. There's a Maisa Shahaya, maybe Kamataya, a famous Rebbe. I think he's from Harnof. During Shever Brachas, he realized that his son-in-law is up to no good. It's not a good son-in-law. So he called him in and he said, listen, I just went through the video and I can't believe what I saw. The guys during the brachas, they didn't have kavana. The Posh didn't have kavana. So the whole kiddushin is not even good. So the guy says, no, so what do we do? He says, we got to do the brachas again. She says, no problem, let's do the brachas again. Yeah, but you can't just do brachas again. First you give a get, you do a temporary get, real quick, and then we do the brachas again. So the guy says, okay, fine. So they write a get real quick, and they bring the guys with the kiddush cup and everything. He gives the get, and he says, okay, that part was good. The second part of doing the brachas, we'll have to wait for a different time. You guys never heard the Maisa? It's a very famous Maisa. Oh, Rav Nachman heard it. Elam Alei, he probably heard it from me, and he said, it's a famous Maisa. No, it's a famous Maisa. It is a famous Maisa. Elam Alei Chaloitzla, 6 times. Elam Alei Chaloitzla, v'kachat ha'koinza. First, do chalitza. Yeah, do chalitza. Don't worry about it. Just let her take off your shoe, and she'll spit, and then you'll be able to go and marry her. Listen, she can't marry you. It's too late. Listen, it could be that this whole chalitza was nothing. 0. Why? Because he had no intent to release it to the world. He just said, I'm going to let her remove my shoe. So it's very possible, according to halacha, this chalitza wasn't even valid. So maybe he tricked him also on that. He said, it is valid. It's valid for you, but we just got to do a better get here. When I was learning it, I was thinking to myself, in the beginning, I thought, oh, wait a minute. If somebody pulled off shtick like that, I'd say, adios, I'm not going to do another chalitza. You trick me and then you ask me for a favor? But then I thought, listen, we're talking about con artists. Sometimes con artists, they have enough. Wow, that was a good one. You got me good. Oh, I respect you. I thought I'm smarter than you and I could outdo you. You got me. Okay, for that alone, I'm going to do another chalitza. Stop. Okay. I don't know how they work exactly, but maybe. Huh?
Honor among thieves.
Honor among. There is no honor among. Okay. Says the Gemara, Bas Chamua de Rav Papa, the daughter of Rav Papa's father-in-law, Navla lefnei Yavam shein hagunla. She had a story like this. It doesn't even mean the guy was a bad guy. Maybe there was just a huge difference in age. Also, so he pulled off the shtick. Do chalitza, and then you'll be kindness. No. What? Okay. Fine.
That will make you your wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Learn any way you want.
Yeah. That's the thought.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's true.
No, it's not true. If you do chalitza, you can't marry her anyway.
Through this, you'll be
able to marry her. Tomorrow you'll do a thing. Nah, it doesn't mean this second. What's the difference? Either way, you want to learn. But the point is, once it's chalitza, once you do chalitza, you can't marry her. So it doesn't matter what. Let's go weiter. You don't hold it. We just learned. You need das. Everybody has to agree to the chalitza. You can't trick a guy into doing chalitza. So what's the good idea here? So first, Rav Papa put him in his place and told him, listen, Abaya, that looks like Rabbi Yochanan. Okay, so you have an eitzah. Yeah. Do the other trick. Say that you're going to pay him money. No, you have to pay up. I was just joking. Now, what's the paying part? So, there's a few steps here. The bottom line is, the guy has to perform a chalitza. Okay? He has a chiyuv min haTorah to perform a chalitza. Just what? We'll see in a second. He was expecting it to get paid a lot of money. Well, there's a small amount also. Listen, I came, I did something, I did a maisa. Maybe for that small amount of work that he did, he should get paid. On that he says, M'shatani b'cha avdalei. A maisa shahaya. Maisa shahaya, I know somebody that knows this guy. He was drowning. He made a shvuah. He said, Refuah Shilayma, if somebody saves me, I'm going to go, I'm dropping my work, I'm learning in Koil full day, 12 hours a day, just save me. And he was saved. And he didn't learn a single word after that. He said to Refuah Shilayma, M'shatani b'cha. Serious. He said, I was lying. I had to get out of this. M'shatani b'cha. We're going to see over here. Says the Gemara. At the end of the day, there's no t'nai in chalitza, right? But the guy worked a little bit. Says the Gemara, a guy was in danger for his life, and he had a ferry in front of him. When I was in South Africa, we were driving to Zimbabwe, I think it was, and the driver told us, Naira, there's a ferry, and the ferry could hold one truck at a time. And it goes across the river, and there's another ferry that comes back. You see a line of trucks a few miles long. He said, if you do the cheshbon, the guys wait there for almost 2 weeks to get across one ferry. They're in the middle of building a bridge, but it takes many, many years over there. They don't have the money. So you see part of the bridge. 2 weeks to get over a small body of water. Ferry. So he's by the ferry. They're chasing him. He's running for his life. These are no goodniks. He's in a different country, whatever. The guy took over. He has to get away. So he lies to the guy. He tells the guy, I'm not waiting here in line for 2 weeks. I need to get to the other side. Here's a lot of money. Usually take $1. Here's $100. $100 just to get me across. He only owes him $1 because that's what he typically takes. The fact that he took him now, so it goes like this. By the ferry, you can say Mishatani b'cha. Why? Because that guy has a chiyuv to save him. But he's not mechuyev to give up his basic wage. His basic wage is $1 that he's entitled to. So, by over here also, by the chalitza, we could tell him, M'shatani b'cha, you don't get it. I promise you an exorbitant amount of money, you don't deserve that money. Omalei, so Abai was not happy. Because he felt slighted, sort of, like, not in a bad way, but he was upset that Rav Papa got him like that. Twice. Put him in his place. That looks like Rabbi Yochanan. This is how you do it. Now I'm going to tell you how to do it. So he says, Avuchecha. Now Abaya, Asher B'cha Yerucham Yasam. Abaya was a Yasam. He didn't have parents. So he tells him, when a person has parents, and we should appreciate that we have parents. A person has parents, he has more menuchas hanefesh, you can learn Torah better. Everything's good. Amalei Avuchecha, Amalei ben Masa, he's in the city. Imachecha, Amalei ben Masa. They support me. Everything is good. I don't have to worry about a thing. Yavu Einei Ushchivon. Everybody says Abai didn't kill the parents, but his kinasayfrim sort of whatever shed a light on them, and that's why they passed away. He wasn't upset at the parents, chas v'shalom, but it brought up midas hadin sort of, and that's why they passed away. Tana Rabbana. Chalitza muteis kshera. If a person says, do this chalitza, will pay you $200. It's kosher. Get muteis, puzzle. If you say, Divorce him. It happens all the time now. Men, they have agunas, this whole, it's been going on for years. I want $1 million, otherwise I'm not divorcing the wife. And you say, okay, we'll give you the $1 million, and he gives a get. It doesn't work. But there is a trick that works. I told you about that. I was involved in New York, and Mendel Epstein is, I think, still sitting because of this. There's organizations that take care of the business. They get the guy to say Roitzani. They force get him. Here. I'll explain in a second. Chalitza mu'useis psula. If you force the yavam to do a chalitza, no good. You got to trick him. Get musa, but if you force the guy to give a get, it's kosher. Hey chidami, idam roitzani afilu chalitza nami. The Gemara is going to say what you're asking. The Gemara is going to take it back. If he says roitzani, he wants to, then it should work by a chalitza as well. If he doesn't agree to do it, get nami loy, it shouldn't be good. Says the Gemara. By the way, Stam, I wrote over here that there's a machlokes rishonim. If a doctor takes a crazy amount of money, which they do, says to do this surgery, $10,000. Could you go in there and say, look, he's mechuyev to help me, and I'll tell him I'll pay him 10, and after the surgery I'll give him $100. Machlokes rishonim. Some say that no, since he has a certain chacham of this, and some say no. Oh, fine. Don't try it out. The Sanya. Yakriv Oisai, here's the pasuk. Imoyla karbonim min abakar. I did? Oh, that's why I didn't put it on. I was wondering how come he's not putting it on the screen. What's going on over there? He's actually paying attention because he's doing the Merkava. It's unbelievable. That's all I need now. He should be on top of it. Chalitza Musa to get Musa Zimnon Kosher Zimnon Pasul. So Enochanami. There's no difference between a get and a Chalitza, the Gemara is saying now. The Gemara takes it back. There's no difference like you asked. If the guy says, I want it, they beat him up until he says, Roitzani. Great. The Sanya. A guy says, I'm going to bring a carbon oil, and says in the pasuk, he should be married. Then the pasuk says afterwards, so what's the extra word? When it comes to mitzvahs, believe it or not, if a person doesn't want to shake a lulav, you beat him up until he shakes a lulav. In mitzvahs, that bezdin, not you. Actually, there's some that say you could go ahead and beat him up too. So what is it? It's with his will or not his will? Okay, it's a koifin oisai at sheyomer roitze ani.
You beat him and you can't do money, but it's not coming.
What?
You could beat him, right? Until he says Roitzani. You could also tell him, I'll give you $1 million until he says Roitzani. That's not coming.
No. What do you mean?
I mean, why can't you tell him?
Roitzani, this is a famous Rambam. Rambam says that every Jew deep down wants to do the mitzvah. So what you do, you beat him up until he gets rid of his Yetzer Hara.
He's going to get rid of his Yetzer Hara. You tell him, I'll give you.
Here, there's a Maisa, famous Maisa. It's hard to say the story, but you insert any nationality that you think is appropriate for the story. This guy shows up to the bank and he says, I want to open up the bank account. They said, you can't. You don't have the right. He says, I want to open it up. I'm not going to move here. They said, you don't have. They see that it's not a guest. So they look in the back. They see the same guy from the same nationality. Oh, in Israel, they'll say it on our cousins, and over there, they'll say it on this. They bring the guy out. The guy looks at him, what's the problem? He says, I want to open a bank account. He takes his fist, he punches him right in the face, knocks him out. He says, okay, now I get it. He said, what happened? He said, he explained it to me. Sometimes a little force, a punch in the face. It's right, Sonny. Now I chop. Over there, it's a trick. No, he didn't understand. It's a trick. No. He's not masking. He wants his $200 still. Over here, he's masking. Give the get. I want to give a get. I want to give a get. I don't want to get another beating. It's different. Says the Gemara, when it comes to get, also, you can force a person, and people have gotten into a lot of trouble. Rabbanim got into a lot of trouble. There's a story in Chicago where they drowned somebody until they gave a get. Famous mices. But it's not smart because people sat in jail for it. Omar Rava. Omar Rav Schayra. Omar Ravuna. Cholzin. So over here, Rava says in the name of Ravuna. Cholzin Mavabishay Makirin. You could do Chalitza even though you don't recognize the Yavam and Yevama. Mimanim Mavabishay Makirin. Even though by me and it's only her, you don't recognize because you don't even need the husband. So You do chalitza, Yavam Yavam come. I don't know your name. I don't care what your name is. Let's see the chalitza. But we're not going to give you any documentation to prove it later on. So that's the problem. Lefichach, ein koisen get chalitza elam kei makirin, vein koisen get mion elam kei makirin. Two liars could come and pretend that she's the Yevama. The Yevama is meanwhile in a different city. They're going to be matzah the Yevama l'shuk. We have to know who we're dealing with in order for us to write a document like a shoivar, a receipt saying that the chalitza took place. The chayshin lebezin toyin. We're chayshish that another bezin, says Rashi. Bezin toyin means a second bezin. V'Rav Adidayomer, Rav himself, not in the name of Rav Huna, ein chaltzim elam kei makirim. We need to know what we're dealing with, who they are. Ve'memanim elam kei makirim. The bezin has to recognize. Lefichach kaisim get chalitza afal pi shei makirim. The kaisim get mion afal pi shei makirin. That's why we write a get mion. V'loi chashina. We don't care if the edim don't recognize, do recognize. We know who they are. We can write. V'loi chashina lebezin toyin. And therefore, we're not choishish that this bezdin, you hear the word? Not before bezdin time was the other bezdin, somewhere else. Over here, this bezdin are going to make a mistake. We're not choishish for that. We just turned to Daf Yomi Beis, sponsored by Moshe Horn, in honor of Hilzen, sponsored by Nisano. Hatzlacha Ruchni and Gashmi from Radakash for introducing me to MDY. Boys, I just want to, before we finish the Masechta, I want to do a little bit of a chalitza demonstration here. Hands on. We have our very own five-towner. She's going to come up here and we're going to do a real quick chalitza. Let me get on a chair here. Can we get a chair? Here, give me a chair. Somebody a chair. Let me get up there. Hold on. Give me a chair. I need a chair. Shkoyach. Now, this is not to be taken literally la halacha. We're going to make many mistakes here, but just for the hak. This, Rabbi says the chalitza shoe. It has holes in the back, so the straps touch the skin. I am not going to take off my sock. Do not worry about it. I have. Shalom Aleichem. What are you wearing? Shalom Negiah. Wow, unbelievable. Serious. So in fact, we wash the foot so that it's mamish clean, and then it smells shtickle. We start from the bottom loop, we come higher up. Now, I don't have time for this. Now, they're leather, but they're white. The bottom is supposed to be white. Okay. We take this and we wrap it around. Again, it might not be la halacha what I'm doing here. And we try to touch through the holes. We touch the skin. The straps are on the skin. We go around nachamol. And I'm getting my mic. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. And then this is still my leg up here. And we go like this on top of the leg. Here.
Amazon woman.
Okay. Now, where's that piece of paper? I have pieces of paper in there. Give me please, quickly. Here. Tell him to read it. Without mistakes. No mistakes now. Go. No mistakes. Go. Read.
Okay, ready? Repeat after me. Me'ain.
Give me the piece of paper inside.
Yevami. Not the funny voice. Lahakim.
Lahakim.
La'achiv. Shem. Be'Yisrael.
B'nai Yisrael. Okay, we got it.
Loi.
Now me.
Ava Yevami.
Oh, you have to say it quick. Loi.
Ava Yevami. Ready? Repeat after me, Eli.
Okay. Loi.
Chafatzti.
Chatzafti.
No. Repeat after me. Chafatzti.
Repeat after me. Chafatzti.
Loi. Chafatzti.
Loi chafatzti. Lechachta. No. Lekachta. Okay. Now, remove this with your right hand. Very good. Now I'm putting pressure on my foot a little bit because I'm not helping him, but he's doing it. Yeah, I'm standing the whole time, by the way. I'm standing the whole time. But they don't see it on the video. It's not, yeah. Excellent. Now, keep on going. I'm not going to help you out over here. I'm not supposed to. Now, take this guy off. This one. You're right. First that one. Excellent.
Oh, you have the smelliest feet.
Lively. Get that thing ready. Okay, now, you're going to remove it by yourself with your right hand from the cave. Yeah. Oh, you got to hold me over here. Hold me. Very good. Oh. Whoa. Beautiful. Now, I got to show you how to spit. I got a little bit of a... No. Hold on. I'm going to do a demonstration how you spit. You look over here. Look at her. Yeah? Look over here. You ready? And you have to see the spit. All right. I got you. Good. Now, it's Nir Naim. You got to see it. And now you say the last pasuk. Say the last pasuk, Avi, and we'll finish for today. Okay, beautiful. Chalutz Noal. Everybody together. Chalutz Noal. Gewaldig. Oh yeah. I don't want to fall. All right. Zok Eli Mishnah, sponsored by the Wrong Corn Bluth. His last sponsor. Lzchus Nishmas, his father, Uri ben Matisyon, to the Ruchnis Gashmis of my kids. Mitzvahs Chalitza, the official Mishnah. Mitzvahs Chalitza Bohu v'Yivimta le Bezdin. We learned these halachas already. They both come to Bezdin. Misim lo Yeitzo Hai Genis lo, and they give him good advice. If she's too old, he's too old. A big age gap. They say the famous Maisa. There was a Yavam in the street on a bench, and he's crying away. Somebody went over to him. He said, "Why are you crying? What's going on? He? Screen is dead? Okay, it's fine. You don't see it at all? Water damage maybe. Anyway, this 90-year-old Yavam is in the street crying. Why are you crying? You just acquired a new 30-year-old wife. He goes, that's exactly the problem. I have no idea where we live. That kind of eitzah. You're 90, she's 30. Do not get married. Okay, so they have to speak to him and give him an eitzah. And she says, he refuses, he doesn't want to be miyabemi and to bring a memory to his late brother. Loi ovayabmi. And he says, I don't want to marry her. You have to say it in Lashon HaKodesh. And she removes the shuma ragloi from his foot. The yarka befanov. She spits not in his face, but in front of him. Roik hanir ladayonim. They must see the spit. And she says, she finishes off the pasuk. There's the elm tree. I don't know. Could you see my chart or you can't see the chart? Elm tree. They were underneath the elm tree. Bikfar Eitam. Vigomar is called a parsha. He said another 6 words. Call a parsha. You can think, like he had to say another 6 more words. As we're going to see, Beis Chalutz Anal. So from then on, we say the entire parsha. V'nikr Shmei B'Yisrael. Beis Chalutz Anal. Those 6 words. That this Yavam that refused to do Yibum, he's going to be called Chalutz Anal. They removed the shoe. Mitzvah v'dayanim v'lo mitzvah v'talmidim. Who says it? The dayanim, not the talmidim. Mitzvah kol ha'oimdim sham. Everybody should say loimar Chalutz Anal. As we're going to see in the Gemara 3 times. First, she reads, and then he reads, v'choyletzes, then she does chalitza, v'roikika, then she spits v'koira, and finally she reads another pasuk. Ma'kom ashmalon masnisini. That's exactly what it said in the Mishnah, Kom ashmalon. Mitzvah hachi. I would think that the pasuk says, v'choltza v'yarka v'amra, 1, 2, 3. V'epach leslan ba. Sorry, Hakam ashmalon mitzvah hachi, v'epach leslan ba. 1, 2, 3 is not ma'akiv as we had the other day. But it's better to do so. If you do the spitting, the removal of the shoe before spitting, doesn't matter the order. Now, there's something called a get chalitza. I have one. Remendi for another magachir here. Send it to me. I don't know if I can get it on here now. Maybe I'll show it afterwards. I didn't put it on the charts, but there is something called a get chalitza. In other words, it's not a get. This is not how you divorce a woman. This is not how you do chalitza. But it just says this and this happened on this and this day. So she could go around and prove that she had a chalitza. So we have a problem. Loy lidida, she shouldn't read loy and then l'chudei, v'aviyam l'chudei. She has to say these three words, very important, loyava together, or loyaviyabmi. She should not differentiate. She shouldn't say loy. No. Avayabmi. He wants to be miyabami. No good. The mashma avayabmi. He wants to be miyabami. Elalay avayabmi. Together. It's like in Kriya Shema. You should say certain words. Zakelianu v'amru. Zakelianu. V'amru. They said you have to know where to put the comma. When he reads Leilu chudei. You shouldn't read. You see, I didn't put the comma in the right place. It sounded weird. Shouldn't say the loy by itself. Chofatzi l'chudei by itself. The mashma chofatzi l'kachta. Like loy, not true. Chofatzi l'kachta. I want to marry her. Ella loy chofatzi l'kachta. I don't want to marry her. Rava Amar afsuke milsehi. It's not true. When we're breaking a pasuk into parts, nothing happens. You can pause for a second. Everybody knows these are the words. This is the pasuk. Va'afsuke milse leslamba. Rav Ashi says the Gemara. Ashkechel Rav Kahana de komitztair. I saw this with my own eyes on a video. Mamish, this thing that we were doing here. Chatzafti, lakachta, a guy that's unaffiliated can't read. How is he going to say a chaf and a ches and this and that? 5 times he's saying it over. No! Lakachta, lakachta, it was crazy. I'll show you the video maybe another day. So, Rav Kahana was going crazy. You have to say these 3 words. It's hard to say. Imagine somebody tells you to say 3 words in Chinese in a row. It's hard. So he was mitzvah. He kept on teaching him. You have to say loyaviyami together. Rava says it's not important. Check out this pasuk. The pasuk says, it could be a question mark. Is he not wanting to be miyabim? And the answer is loy. He wants to aviyabmi. Depends how you break it up. By the man, he's only saying 3 words. Loy chofatzi l'kachta. It's not talking about the previous words. So maybe there's nothing to get confused with. But by the woman, since she says words beforehand, it might seem like the loy is going on a question. No. So that's the problem. Over there, Rav is maskim that has to go together. Now, we have a halacha that you're not allowed to write 4 words in a sefer Torah, 4 words of the Torah. I don't know if you can see this in a close-up without sirtut. Sirtut is lines. Look, everybody knows there's lines in a sefer Torah. 4 words, lines. Some people say 3 words. Rashi says we pass in 4. So in Mela, if you're writing down what happened, you should not write more than 3 words because then you're going to have a problem because you didn't do sirtut. What happened was, she read from the words Men Yevami, that's only 2 words. Ad aviyami, another 2 words. And he said Min loy ad lekachta. Seems like the Gemara had a problem with saying all 3 words together. Some Rishonim say because 3 words together, that's a whole pasuk. That's a problem. Okay, or a whole inyan. And then she read Min kacha. It says this in the shtar. All these words she read from this word because we don't want to write 4 words in a row. Va'ad chalutzanal until chalutzanal. Marzutra said, listen, I have a way out of this. Let me just do sirtut. I'll put some lines in there scratch it out. How do you say it? How do you say siyadta in English? Etch. Very good. Because of the kula parsha. And then I'll write the whole parsha. Says the Gemara, how can you write a whole parsha? You're not allowed to write a parsha of the Torah for children, l'slamet, to teach them how to... Says the Gemara, the halacha is you're permitted in this case. Why? Because over here is just sipur dvarim ba'alma. I'm telling you what happened. She said this and this and this. She said, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Then she said this and this. We're not writing a Torah. We're writing a story. That's okay, says Rashi. Omar Abaya, Rokikov V'Kolato Ruach. We want to start from the new parak tomorrow. Oh, it's late? Okay, fine. We'll stop right over here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.